Last time we had left off, our wonderful little crew of adventurers had managed to find a trail. Well, specifically, they had found two. One, there had been someone within the prisons of Ardalon, a very notorious location of which Darcy was a little bit familiar with, um, that had hired a crew to steal the items, the dragon bones of which they had been so hired to return. A second clue they had found was that it seemed that whoever had taken the items seemed to have left the city of Ardalon and ventured westwards. You followed the trail westwards out of the city itself, being rather lucky in having found a trail that kind of leads towards the pass of Gamin, specifically. You arrived within the city, had a little bit of a tussle with some of the locals, earned their respect, and with a good amount of luck and spending of a heroic inspiration, you manage to spot that there seems to be some sort of event going on currently in Gramsby. When you had looked in that direction, Eclipse, you had gotten far too lucky, but it seemed that even with your incredibly advanced perception and your skills and your luck, something else had spotted you looking at them. You got chills, and the rest of you had kind of left it off for that evening. We pick up on that evening. Actually, sorry, did we pick up on the evening or in the morning of? Did you guys short rest already? You guys short rested already.
Yeah, we short rested.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't think we did anything immediately after.
All right. Then, as you short rested, you got some food in you. You got a little bit of rest here and there. 8 hours passes by, and probably a little bit more than that, as some of you wake up relatively early. The sky outside is still dark. The moons are still out, and you can see them far in the distance. One of them completely eclipsed dark, while the other one is only partially in the dark. A waning crescent. No, sorry, a waning gibbous. That's the one. And I thought, oh,
Oh,
look at that.
wow. That's a way to start off a session, I guess.
It did.
I don't have my weakness anymore.
Nice.
Hey.
But as all of you kind of wake up in the early morning, you stir awake and you can see that it is still dark. The air is still chilly, and you can see like a light dew that is beginning to gather along the various different bits of vegetation that still find themselves near you within the pass of Gundam. The towering structures of which, as you kind of glance directly outwards, still very much present and looming over this small town. Though it seemed a lot more friendly than you had remembered. I apologize for that. I am thirsty. But, as all of you wake up in the morning, what would you like to do?
Good question. I think probably because I might wake up the earliest, I truly just go outside and just kind of get my blood pumping and start working out and everything. Just to make sure still in shape.
Okay. Give me an athletics check.
Oh, why is it gotta be athletics?
Because that's the in shape one.
That's not true.
I believe in you.
I'm not good at athletics. I'm good at acrobatics. Oh wow, that was actually really good.
That was actually really good. You are still fantastically in shape. You managed to do, a bunch of laps around this ever so tiny town of maybe like 7 or 8 different buildings. You can see that basically no one else is awake at this current moment, and even the inn that you're staying at is still like there's no bartender, there's no one at the front desk. There's no one, just even manning. The actual tavern itself is completely dark. It is completely silent. But you are aware that it is relatively early in the morning. You just don't know when they will probably wake. But yeah, you're good. And as you kind of get like these deep breaths in, the sweat pumping, give me a perception check. Okay. Yep, it's relatively nice. You're doing well. But it feels oddly strange. You just don't know why.
Something just feels off.
Something feels off.
Yeah, I guess if that's the case, I'll kind of just, continue what I'm doing and just make sure to keep an eye out, an ear out for anything that might be out of the ordinary, to say.
And
So I'm just kind of just like a heightened awareness thing.
yeah, and you try and keep your ears, your eyes, and all your senses open to whatever there might be, but you don't really detect anything too strange. What's your passive again? Is it
23.
23. Okay. I need to private roll something. Give me a moment.
And this
Uh-oh.
is in the morning, right?
This is
Yeah.
like super early in the morning.
So early in the morning.
Whenever we get up, I am going to just go ahead and second wind.
Go for it. Yeah, you could do that.
Pain, only pain.
I do have our potion of greater healing,
It is
I
an
have
option.
a
but I
potion
feel
on.
like I should save that for if you are on the ground bleeding out.
Yeah, probably. I have one on me that's like a baby's first potion, so I'm probably just
each of us has a regular potion of healing.
if I think we're about to get into some danger, I'll drink it beforehand just to get myself closer, but I think I should be fine over the next couple days with second wind.
What are you at
Should.
right now?
With that, it put me at like a little over half.
It's not bad.
No.
Considering
Again, on
your
average,
considering your half is like twice my base.
I don't think it's twice.
It's pretty close.
Feet and the Song of Rest.
I already added that. But the Song of Rest, no, never mind. I'm thinking of the food. The food thing only applies when you spend a hit die, which I have none.
But Jake made a.
Sorry?
He said before that doesn't matter. Said that like a couple sessions ago.
Yeah. I said that if you spend the resources required to make the actual cooking stuff, that you will not need to spend a hit die to get the effects of it.
I gotcha.
But you will, like, if you don't specifically have ingredients on you, you will have to spend money for it.
Well, it's a good thing we have a bunch of rhino meat on us.
This is
That we
true.
do. We just didn't do it last night because Darcy was
Exhausted.
high.
Oh, yeah,
Well.
that too.
Yeah. Both is good.
I'm genuinely just imagining Darcy chilling out, just like no brain activity, high, about to fall asleep. But for Song of Rest, Raxus just hears him jamming away on his flute.
What an absolute vibe. But yeah. Eventually, Siraxis, you also kind of like crawl out of bed, and you do see that there is somebody else outside who's currently working out, spending his morning being productive. It is still dark, and it's like real chilly outside.
God, I'm so used to this. This makes me feel. Man, knowing it's chilly, I'm right at home.
Yeah, for you, like, this is still warm temperatures. Like,
Oh,
because
yeah.
because it's not below freezing as of yet. Wait, what's the freezing temperature in Fahrenheit?
32.
Yeah,
32.
32.
It's probably
I know it was
hovering
somewhere
around
around there.
like it's probably hovering around like 45 to 50 in this early morning.
Gotcha.
That
So,
sounds
like-
nice, actually.
Like it's real chilly. To some of you, to the others, it's like, oh, that's a little too chilly, you know. But
I mean, I imagine Syraxis probably doesn't mind. Like, generally, the way I see it, if it's not below freezing, he probably doesn't care because I imagine, especially as a red dragonborn, his natural body temperature is much higher, so he's probably chill.
But yeah, as you guys kind of continue onwards, eventually the rest of your group kind of hikes up, wakes up, joins them,
Oh, there we go.
whatnot, within the either just outside of the main inn or within the boundaries of its walls. It's entirely
I
up
will
to
be
you.
right back.
Sure. But yeah, the rest of you wake up. It's a chilly morning. Sun's not even out yet, and it is dark as hell outside. Anything you guys like to do? Or would you like to just depart?
Eh?
I think there's not much to do here, right?
Yeah, there's only one way to go.
I thought there was like 2 buildings and a few houses. So.
Yep, 2 actual buildings. It's the
The
inn,
general store and the
slash
tavern.
and the general store. Yep, the general store is not
Yep.
even open. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I looked at it yesterday, and there wasn't. They didn't have a lot. At least nothing that I needed. So
I just
You know?
I just scrolled down to the bottom of my character sheet and made myself sad. I still have my mules in my wagon.
oops.
yeah, no, I'm good to go whenever.
Okay. So I take it you guys leave then. I would ask if Eclipse informs you guys if there's anything odd, but he is currently not here. So I will say that he does not at this moment, and instead you guys depart in this early morn and attempt. Hey, what do you,
I'm
bro?
back.
Hey, please. I can
Someone's
hear the
watching
anime.
What are you watching, Kay?
I don't think he's watching it.
It's Mashal.
Ah,
Jesus
Oh.
Christ.
Oh, he is watching.
Mash was
not one.
great though.
Mashal is great, but get your head in the game, bitch.
The mic is weird.
Yes, I think you need to get a directional mic. But also, Eclipse, as all of you
Yeah.
guys kind of gather within the small town square, of which there's still some of the blood that you guys had spilt the night prior. Would you like to inform anything to the party before you guys depart, or are you just gonna?
Oh, I mean, yeah, absolutely. The second everybody, who at the very least wasn't there the night before with me, so, you know, people who are not Zane and Saros, I will just kind of immediately inform them that, yeah, okay, so, problem, little bit of a problem, maybe a big problem, I'm not too sure yet, but,
Problem occurred while we were all asleep.
no, it happened before. Saros and Zane were with me when we kind of discovered it together. Technically, I was standing out there, and I just kind of point behind me at the mountain, the cliff.
Mhm.
You know, giving a little look around with my spyglass, and I happened to see the fact that most likely the next place we might want to go is Gramsby. Considering that it is currently, or last night, it was on fire, literally. And let's just say whatever probably made the fire, hypothetical guess, also saw me from there,
Grimsby is
which
like
is, yeah,
almost 5
exactly.
days away.
Yeah,
Never mind
exactly.
you seeing it. Something seeing you back?
Yes. So there's that.
Hmm.
Also, I don't know if I don't know if any of you feel it. Maybe it's just because I was like by myself this morning, but something feels off. I can't quite put my finger on what it is, but something definitely seems off today.
Oh,
It's weird. Again, I can't tell you what it is, but something doesn't feel, I guess, quite right.
is this what they call instinct?
Yeah, maybe you should learn to get some, but yes.
Wow.
Hmm.
So I don't know what you want to do about setting out. I imagine um, that Grantsby is the next destination. Just I couldn't see anything else, at least.
Well,
Between Gransby and Fort Dagenhearth.
I believe it's Dragonhearth.
That's what I said.
Okay.
well, from the sounds of it, the one we were looking for was going more westerly, which would point towards Gramsby, and if Gramsby is on fire,
I should say
We'd be.
last night was on fire. That
Oh, yes.
is probably all done by now.
I mean,
fires can go for a while, especially if it's a house. But
is Gransby like a city proper, or is it more like a town?
it's a town.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we'll be on the way there, anyways. I suppose. Which
Listen, put it into
Oh.
into perspective. Like you said, we're 5 days away. I could see it on fire. I don't think it's just a single house.
Yeah, it sounds a little disconcerting.
Yeah, very concerning. Wait, does that mean I think they killed people?
Yeah, that's what people do.
Probably.
Fire
What?
tends to do that. Unless you're me.
Oh, it's too much.
You
Killing a
who
person?
has actively used fire to kill people. Or attempt to kill
Yes.
people.
Jake, have I ever been to Gransby at all?
Give me a history check.
Oh boy,
Oh boy.
history.
You have. Um, from what you recall about Gramsby, it's not necessarily a town or a village or anything like that. It's actually like a small portion on the. It's like essentially a fortified position. That is like it's like a half wooden, half stone castle, almost that was built on top of a like hobbit hole essentially. There's a lot of like portions of it that are kind of underground. Um, but for you specifically in that instance, like you essentially traveled there, grabbed some supplies, and left. Uh, I'll show you guys a little bit of a picture of what it looks like. But for this, you remember that there was essentially like a castle that was like half wooden, half kind of like brick and stone that was just built into this hill, while on the lower ends of the hill, it was designed to be like a fortified location where a lot of people kind of like the people that did live there were underground.
Gotcha. And was there any like specific, I guess, like resource or like thing that they were specifically known for at all?
Um, no, not really. You would have to give me another history check.
Sure. I mean, yeah, I lived a few days away, so
Yep.
I'll milk this for all I can.
Go for it. I believe in you. Ooh, unfortunately, no. The only thing that you really recall about Gramsby is that it was a location which people kind of like very much believe to be incredibly safe against invasion, technically. But it didn't necessarily tell you what kind of invasion.
You know, now that I think about it, I guess it would make sense that you could probably see the fire from here because Grandsby is less of a town, really. It's more like a large like fortress or castle. A lot of the actual town is under that. So if there was a fire, it'd basically be, I mean, I hate to say it, but if it was that bad, it's very likely that whoever was there turned, well, the fort into a giant pyre.
Yep.
But I mean, that was years ago. I will say, like, I remember me and my father once traveled there a couple times, and I was when I was still relatively young. He would go there whenever it was in season, which is every handful of years, to get some type of rare crab meat. And then I went there once before when I was in the military, but that was about it.
Crab meat?
Yes.
Isn't it landlocked?
Well, it's like a cave crab. You see, they're very big, very big.
Never
creatures.
heard of a cave crab before.
They look oddly terrifying even when dead. Like a full-grown one can be like about my size.
That is
They run a lot.
terrifying.
It is, but you know, it makes a lot of money. Very rare though, and apparently they're very, very restrictive on when you could kill them.
Well, I would imagine so, because you can't completely wipe out the population if they're that tasty.
But yes, concerning. So, I would say we should try and do something about it, but unfortunately, you know, the distance. But it does, I guess, in a way, bode well.
Either the
Since it's
situation will be solved by
vaguely
the
in the
time we
direction.
get there, or it didn't need to be in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, on the way that we seem to need to go anyway, so works out.
Well, currently, Gramsby is the destination. Hopefully, this thing doesn't meet us halfway.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, it's like probably the most important place that we know is coming next. Granted, could be entirely wrong with what we're tracking down, but it's the only thing we got at the moment. Lead wise, that is.
I was only expecting this to be a few days. Oh well.
Oh.
Sir, you hear Reggie pipe up.
Yes.
Is it wise to go to Gramsby without informing Miss, Rosebud?
Hmm. Probably
How many
not,
of your-
but
How many of your checks do you have on you, and do they only work with numerical values?
they only work with numerical values, I think.
You would also know that they only work in Ardalan.
Oh,
They also don't work out this way. We've gone too far.
We're almost in the Midlands at this point, so
Yeah, we're basically on the cusp.
you mean the Umberlands?
well, it's
same
a part of the Midlands, isn't it? You know, the whole middle part?
I guess. I
They're the
don't
same
know.
thing, ain't they? Listen, all I know is the North. All right, so your whole geography thing down here, I don't know shit about.
I guess the Midlands is the entirety of the crossing and the Umberlands, but people can be really kind of sticklers about it.
I was just assuming that the Midlands were the lands between the North and the South, hence the name Midlands.
All I recall is that the people in Umber get a little cross over it.
Well, regardless,
Well, we're not going to
Yes.
Humber, so I think we should be fine.
regardless, yes, I would like to inform her of where we're going, but at this rate, can't really turn back. We'd be losing several days, and then
Yeah, I mean,
several
you could
more days
send-
to come back.
You can send Reggie back, but that
Oh,
Rhino.
no.
But yeah,
Wherever Sir Syraxis goes, I go.
Yes, I was also going to say that the fact that there are apparently giant rhinos that can ambush you at any given moment, I don't think it'd be wise to send any one person on their own, anyways.
You could leave a message with the mercenaries, and if they have a person going to Ardalan, it-
yeah, but
they
how
can-
long will that be?
Take a few days
At
to
that
get
point in
there,
time,
assuming that they left today.
And
I think what he's saying is you leave a message with them here, and if somebody comes by, they'll give it to them.
yes.
Is the ta-
Which
is the innkeeper here?
at this current moment, it's still too early for them to be awake. Like, you guys are up at like before 7 a.m. It's still dark outside. It's not gonna get dark. It's not gonna get light for another couple of hours.
I don't suppose there's any sort of like stand for like for leaving messages for a courier.
Give me a investigation check.
12.
You don't find anything that seems to resemble one.
In bigger places, there's usually at least like a box or something that you can leave something in that a courier will pick up within a day or so.
Not exactly a big place here, though.
Yeah, I was
No,
about to say
it's
this is
not.
more like a checkpoint, really.
Hmm.
Well, I mean,
But it's a big. It's the stop between the Seldiard Mountains.
how far away is Arnold again from here? It's like what,
2
3
days.
days? 3 days?
About 2 to 3 days on foot.
I mean, like, listen, it's up to you. I could try and go get it to her myself. I'm pretty, quick on my feet when I'm by myself. But,
No,
I mean,
no,
again, that would still take a couple of days.
And
No, I think
But
look,
I think one person can hide from a rhino. I'm pretty good at hiding.
I'm not saying you can't, but I'm saying I think that yes, she should probably know, but also, this isn't the first time I've left for an extended period of time on some job or quest or whatever. Like,
Sir, I
yes,
say it as well. But he just kind of looks down at your arm, and you just see all the bandages that are wrapped around both of your arms, one of your legs, and around your torso. Maybe we could take a couple of days off.
Like I said, it's up to you guys. I could get there and back decently quickly.
but how exhausted would you be by the time you got back?
Well, I mean, I would take my rest. I'm not stupid. I'm used to being on my feet. I've been a hunter for quite a while now.
normally I'd be fine with stopping and resting, but knowing that we're as close as we're going to be to our quarry, and the fact that apparently they're not against burning entire towns or fortresses and whatnot.
Out of curiosity, has anyone that was up there checking out the dude's camp mentioned the footprints? Because if I recall correctly, there was something funky up with the footprints.
It was dragon-like, but not dragonborn. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, there were a couple of footprints up there. Just kind of jogged my memory when someone mentioned something. Because I completely forgot about them.
The whole town thing overshadowed everything else.
Yeah, no, there were footprints up there. They were more Drake-like than Dragonoid. They were more like Autumn's than yours, pointing at you, Sirexis.
It's still
Odd.
a humanoid creature, so I've never seen something like that.
Yeah, and we found like scraps of food and stuff too. So something was there, a humanoid Drake-like thing. Ate food, went on its way. So that's something to keep in mind as well.
It looked like it was a bipedal, 2 legs.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't ever look like it had 4 at least. So if it was, quadrupedal, it only stood on 2 legs the entire time, which is strange.
Well, I mean, bears do that, don't they?
Not the whole time,
I
though,
don't think
right?
they walk like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen it.
A bear walking like that?
Yes, down the street.
Man. Why the fuck is down here so weird? Up in the north, bears act like bears.
It was a performing bear, I guess, but
Oh, well, that's different now, isn't it?
a bear's a bear's a bear.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't think there's going to be a performing bear trying to move by itself somewhere.
Maybe it's a smart bear.
Regardless, enough about the bears. Regardless, something bad is happening. Something draconic-like was here. And now a castle thing is burning. So, like, it's up to you what you want to do. Like I said, I can go back and get that message delivered. But, entirely up to you. You're the one that's paying me.
Oh, well, I guess wouldn't it depend on how much you discussed with your wife before you left off? Did you say
We
you're
only
going to come
mentioned,
up to
I assume he only mentioned we were coming up here.
Well, I mentioned that we were going to be following whoever this was, and not like we go over every single detail about what parameters may occur while I'm gone.
Admittedly, this does feel like the type of thing to mention.
Especially if it might be a life or death scenario.
The type of thing that you would want now, Dorothy.
The type of thing that you would inform her of normally. This feels like an important update.
I mean,
But again, you're the one that pays me, so
I don't know. I'm still caught up on the possible damage going on here and the danger that might be out there.
I mean,
Well, if whatever
there
this
are. Sorry,
Sorry.
go ahead.
Well, whatever this thing is, it seems, from the sounds of it, single-handedly burned an entire city. Burned an entire city.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of piggybacks off of what I was going to say, It's up to you whether you want to take the risk and travel for 5 days, see if you get fully recovered in those 4 or 5 days that we're traveling. Hopefully we don't come across anything else, or if you want to stay here for a couple extra days, 2, 3, 4 maybe, while I go back, deliver that message and get back, and, be good, be full, heal all those fucking wounds you got on you, and then want to go and deal with whatever might be over there. Like
How's
Reggie
everyone
said,
else looking, like damage-wise?
perfectly fine.
Not particularly damaged, but dog-tired.
I'm doing
You could
okay.
see immense, heavy, dark circles under Darcy's eyes But other than that, he actually looks for the most part okay. But he does also have like these bandages that are wrapped around his arms and such as well. Eclipse, he actually does look perfectly fine. I think
I'm A-okay.
and Celesto are also at full health.
My magic power is waning a bit though, but otherwise I'm fine.
Likewise.
Yeah, but that can't be fixed through just resting and spamming out second winds, though. Is the issue with that?
I'm pretty okay on health, but I'm almost completely tapped on magic.
Oh yeah, Saros doesn't have much magic left. It looks like.
So I haven't been healing much.
Well, do we think we're in a position where we need to fully recharge, or because if we don't need to fully recharge over like a week or so, like I think I'll be fine after a couple days of travel.
I can.
I'd be okay with recharging. But currently, if we do, will what we are aiming for still be there? Well,
Yeah, I mean, you
Well,
absolutely run the risk if we wait for a week that whoever we're chasing is just going to be completely gone.
Or
already
they could come
Busy
here
as well.
while we're resting.
Well, that I feel like that's worst case scenario.
Exactly, but this thing saw you from Gramsby.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking on that, y'all mind if I, go over there? I point back to the cliff and just like give another look. I just want to know if something is heading this way or not
Sure.
while we're here talking.
By all means, if something
Beautiful.
is on its way, I would like to know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
I guess the context of if it saw you and it's now wanting to say hi, I feel like in that case, returning back home and letting it either try and come
Would
to
be
us.
bad.
Well, yes, it would be bad, but
I don't know. The ballistas on the wall are pretty solid.
yes, I mean they might have been able to get through a singular town or a fort, but to get through an entire city is insane. And if that's the case, like, why would they be bothered with a handful of us if they can
Yeah,
just
I
lay
mean,
way to an entire city?
that is true. But yeah, give me a little bit. I'll be back, and I'll run back off to that cliff.
Okay. The rest of you kind of watch him just sprint back up to the cliff. Give me 2 athletics rolls.
Sure thing. Actually, I have a question. Do I think I could take less time going the quote unquote long way than Zane did?
Looking at it, unless you start climbing, no.
Okay. Well, that's a shame. Alrighty, here we go. Athletics. Oh boy. Okay.
Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, you managed to get about halfway
And-
up without any too much issues. There is a little bit of an ache to your muscles, but from all the working out and such, but you're like, I got this, as you managed to make it all the way to the top with no issues.
Beautiful.
I was waiting for the nat one and just
Oh, yeah.
worried of,
As
all
you
watch
are-
as the cat boy
Yeah,
falls down the
comes
stairs and cracks
tumbling
his head on the
down.
rock.
That'd be really funny.
This cat
but no.
did not land on his feet.
Oh, what was that crunch? No, but you managed to get all the way up to the actual perch with relatively little issue. You kind of look out and you realize, oh, it's still dark as fuck.
Yeah,
You can
true.
make-
How bright is Gramsby from here?
At this current moment, it's difficult to tell. Like, you have a general direction and you know where Gramsby is, but because the sun hasn't risen and it's actually still pre-dawn, it is as dark as it gets.
Well, you know.
You could give me a perception check with disadvantage.
Oh
You
boy.
have to roll pretty good to see.
Yeah, well, I mean, I might as well try at least, right? Okay. Disadvantage is control, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no.
You got nothing. As you kind of scan with your spyglass, it's just a mass of darkness in front of you. If you
Okay.
waited until daylight, you'd probably have better luck. But at this current moment, you got nothing.
I think I will do that though. I'll just kind of like look at everybody from the distance and just kind of like if anyone can see me from the decently far distance that I am, I just kind of like wave my hands to get some attention.
You're not like
Point it like
super far away. You're like 100, 150,
I
maybe
know,
like
but it's still
200.
dark out and everything.
Yeah,
So I'm
that's
just kind
true.
of like maybe they'll see me, maybe they won't.
The rest of you
But
give me
I
a
just kind
perception
of
check.
like. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
At least I'm not that far.
Hey!
Can I just send a message?
I'm farther than
I
that.
think he's
It's
out of
120,
range.
right?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
100 feet to the base of the cliff, and then he has to climb another like 50, 60 feet to get up to the top. So
Yeah, I could just walk.
by
30.
triangulation, I mean
Sure.
technically you could. But
Yeah,
at this
just
current
walk.
moment, as you're trying to wave, nobody else really seems to notice you, except for Saros, who kind of like glances over towards you as soon as you make indication.
Truly, yeah, truly Saros before Celeste does his thing. All you'll see is like me waving, me kind of like point in the direction of where the moon, because the moon is still up. I am assuming if it's that dark.
Yeah, the two moons are still up. Yeah.
Yeah, just point at the two moons and just kind of like point down at the ground and raise my finger up. That's all I do.
Saros, give me an intelligence check. Using insight. If you're proficient in insight, you can use that, but it's an intelligence-based insight.
Oof.
Saros, for that brief moment, you look at it and, like, for some reason, you think he's talking about pancakes. The moons kind of look like a pancake right at this moment, and the rising. Maybe it's like the fluffing of the dough. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think he's hungry.
Oh,
I mean, who wouldn't
Yeah.
be?
give me some food.
We haven't had breakfast yet, have we?
No, what about
You think the
pancakes?
Okay.
innkeeper would get mad at me if I use the kitchen?
I'll
Make-
go up closer to message him. Like, what did you want to order from the inn?
Yeah, you get close enough to message.
You ask me what I want to order?
Yeah.
Cool. The message you receive back is, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah, send some more back. Like, Sarah said he saw you were hungry.
No, I was saying I'm gonna wait until the sun rises so I can see better.
But then why did you make a big circle like pancakes?
I pointed at the moons, and then at the ground, and then at the moons, like the sun rising.
That's not what I look
Okay.
for.
I'm gonna. There's no more message. So I just kind of like stand left from where I'm at. He cannot hear me, but I'm just like, I'm gonna wait here until the sun rises, and then just sit down.
Yeah, I'll send one message. I will tell everyone.
Thank you. Yeah, and I'll just sit and wait until the sun comes up, so I can get a better vantage point of everything at the very least, and hope that nothing happens in the in between time.
All right. Well, you're not gonna be waiting too long, but it is gonna be about 2 hours until the sun actually starts to rise. As for the rest of you, what are you guys up to as you have been informed? Well, actually, do you inform them, Celeste, of Eclipse's intentions?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
then yeah. The rest of you are kind of just like chilling down at the bottom while you're
Darcy's
waiting.
gonna go make breakfast.
Okay, Darcy, are you just gonna make breakfast with the stuff that's in the kitchen?
Some stuff that he has, some of the stuff in the kitchen, like he didn't carry like a thing of flour or anything with him. So
Okay, sure. Are you making pancakes?
yes, I'm making pancakes.
Okay. Yeah, sure. As you're making pancakes and such, just give me a general wisdom check. With
Well, I mean, I have
cooking
cooked
supplies.
utensils.
Yeah.
11.
Okay.
Not my best, but still
It's
pretty good.
edible. It's not
Average.
great. The syrup really saves it. But yeah, he kind of comes out with this plate of pancakes, a few sausages, or actually, you know what? It'd probably be bacon made with the rhino steak, right?
Yeah.
A couple cups of like water-ish, like lemon water and stuff. But yeah, you guys have a relatively decent breakfast. I will say that because you did actually use the ingredients.
Yeah, I leave a gold for the innkeeper. To
Yeah.
cover expenses.
I meant you could use the chef feature if you so wished.
Yeah.
For anybody
Totally.
that partakes in this, I think you can heal a D8.
I owe you my life.
You're very welcome.
Oh, do you make enough for Reggie?
Yes, I make enough for Reggie.
Then Reggie will also partake. Reggie will also heal a D8.
I'm surprised like the pancakes were mid, but there's still enough to heal a D8.
Fucking Reggie gets 8.
Those are the magical pancakes, though. Apparently,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
best thing he's ever eaten.
That's the thing. They might be mid. They're mid coming from Darcy, but I still have the chef feat. I'm still good.
It's still pretty good. Still pretty good.
Honestly, probably the best thing my uncultured ass has had.
Nice.
Who gets the D8?
Oh, yeah.
Anybody who partakes in the food, so everybody except for Eclipse. But I think Eclipse is full health already.
Yeah, I'm fine.
We're saving some. He ordered some.
You're gonna Uber Eats it to him.
Yeah, absolutely. If that's the case, can I roll a D8 for Autumn?
Yeah, sure. Did you leave Autumn with them?
I mean, yeah, thinking that it was going to be a quick thing back and forth, probably.
Okay.
I was just like, I'm going to go to that cliff, I'm going to look out, I'm going to come back. Realizing that did not happen, he probably did just leave Autumn with them.
Then yeah, that's fine.
All right, come on, Autumn. All you need is a 5.
You know,
Actually, no.
Oh,
I don't.
God damn it.
Not terrible
Actually,
though.
no. Since I can currently only do it for 6 creatures, so I will forego mine for other people.
Fair enough.
you know, I think I found another infinite money glitch.
Uh-oh.
Though this one I think is much more intended than that one feat I was talking about.
Uh-oh.
If I use rally, the temp HP doesn't have a like time when it goes away, so it just persists until you take damage.
I mean, yeah, but it also goes away on rests.
Doesn't.
Yes,
Yeah.
all temp HP goes away on rests.
Unfortunately.
We live in a society. Never mind.
I'm
Carry
sorry. But yeah. Eventually, the 2 hours kind of pass by. The innkeeper wakes up, sees the gold, looks at you guys having pancakes, does not really care, takes the gold, enjoys himself. But yeah, eventually about another 2 hours pass by, and eventually the sun properly comes out. An eclipse, you're just enjoying the nice weather until the sun all of a sudden just like comes up, and you do get a pretty decent view of the area itself after the sun does come up, but it's still like, give me a perception check. You don't have disadvantage this time.
Beautiful. Perception. Wow, that was a number higher than the last roll.
As you kind of like use your spyglass, unfortunately with the angle of the sun that's coming up and like just how you're kind of positioned, you try and position yourself a little bit better, but like Gramsby itself, you know kind of vaguely where it's supposed to be, but you can't really get any sort of clear view on the location.
Well, that is a shame. Okay. Yeah, I will kind of just question that ledge, that second ledge that you kind of like rest on halfway in between. How big is it again?
Like maybe 5 feet wide by like 3 feet wide.
Okay. If I were to like just kind of use my slow fall thing, could I just like jump down, jump to that, and then just jump to the ground?
Oh, absolutely.
Cool,
It's
yeah.
like
I just do
20-ish
that.
feet.
If anybody's watching, they just truly see me jump off
Yep.
and then slowly fall.
I imagine Saros goes outside and just like looks and just sees you fucking hop off the edge.
Yeah, he's okay.
Should have done Assassin's Creed style.
There's no fucking hay barrel, okay?
He just dies, batters across the ground.
It's like one
Leap
of
of
those
faith.
things where you just fucking like ragdoll as soon as you hit the ground.
Or he
Leap of faith.
ragdolls like midway through and he hits the kill barrier.
Oh no. Poor guy. But yeah, eventually you kind of make it back to the group and you inform them of whatever it is that you want to inform them of.
Well, going to inform all of you that I didn't see shit. It was too dark the first time, and I just, I didn't see anything the second time, so I hope we should be good.
Well, I will say after eating these pancakes that Darcy made, partially inspired by your gestures, I must say I feel slightly better, and I think I'll be fine. How about you, Reggie? How do you feel?
I'm feeling a lot better too, actually.
There you go. It's weird how, pancakes can change your perspective on things.
Just a good hearty meal, sir.
Mm,
Thought he sounded like a different person. Sorry, my bad. Oof.
It's my mother's recipe. She taught it to me after, well, I wanted to make sure, help my dad after a longer shifts. Come back to a nice, comfortable house.
Should we
My
have
father used to make pancakes kind of like this once, though he had a secret ingredient in them. A little concerning when you think about it.
What was the ingredient?
Well, it's actually kind of funny. It's somewhat relevant here. It's very rare, but he used to grind down like dragon bones and put them in.
He just had dragon bones.
Well, so you say it like he just had it on the shelf. No, it's very rare. We only had it a handful of times.
I can't say that there isn't a nutritional benefit to that, but I don't know what it could possibly be.
I mean, I don't know. It was good, hearty, but he said it was expensive. He got quite a bit. Well, I say quite a bit, but quite a bit in terms of cooking. From some dragon that was slain around the time.
Well, good for him, I guess.
Well, he didn't do it. He bought it.
It was still good for him, I guess. He was lucky enough to buy them, be able to afford them.
But yes, so you learn nothing from the mountaintop.
Nothing at all.
Well,
should
I-
we leave a letter for the innkeeper so we could send it back?
For
Right
what?
here. You kind of look over. The innkeeper is just sitting there reading something.
Out of curiosity, do couriers come through here often enough?
No. There isn't too many people that come through here at all. To be honest, travel a bit through here has kind of been lackluster.
How do you keep this place afloat then?
Well, it used to be a lot easier. A lot more foot traffic before. When the Empire was still around.
Oh, fair enough.
Guess the roads were a little bit safer. But now it's safer to take ships. So anybody heading anywhere, Free Reach, Ardalon, it's all by sea. And everybody else who lives too far inland, Midlands, they don't care to travel out here. So every once in a while we'll see people like yourselves. And once in a while we won't.
Well, I guess that answers that.
Well, makes sense with, giant animals roaming the forest that can chase you at any moment.
It is oddly concerning.
Did you spot that fucking rhino that ran through the pass a couple years ago?
We killed it.
Oh, good. Well, that means it won't be troubling that side at least.
That side,
Well, if you're heading into the Midlands, without the Empires being in power, the Council, they ain't got shit. They don't have no power over nothing. They barely have Free Reach in their hands. Trap Point, Reach, Umbrellas, it's all kind of wild game now. There's no real protection. There's no guards out there, at least not from Free Reach. Pull back all their people. Some sort of shit happened like 20 or so years ago. Don't know what it was. Midlands has never been more dangerous. Especially out on the roads. So if I were you, I'd be careful.
fair enough. Well, I guess any final concerns on anyone's part? Because otherwise, I mean, we all look healthy enough. I think we'd be fine continuing on, but if we're concerned about not being at full capacity, we could always, I guess, return and come back.
I think we should strike while the iron's hot. We don't want to lose this.
Going.
Like I said, I'm up for whatever. You pay me.
Your opinion, Saurus? I know you're a bit low on your magic thing.
I can keep going. It's okay. Just might not be able to heal anyone if we need it.
I guess we better keep our healing potions on hand. And everyone does have one, yes? Or at least mostly everyone.
Yes.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, I guess going forward, Reggie, if we're ever in a dire situation, if you don't mind to maybe, since you don't have one, I don't think, if you want to, if anyone ever drops, by all means, take their healing potion.
Well,
If you
get 'em up.
want,
I hope nobody ever does, but yeah, I could do that.
I mean, if you want while we're out and about, I can't see if I can't find any, herbs and stuff that might go into a healing potion, and we can see if we can make some.
Yeah, by all means. A little extra healing doesn't hurt anyone. Well, none of us at least.
Alrighty. Well, guess we're moving out, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. As you guys all begin to leave. Give me. No. Okay. As all of you guys begin to leave away from this small hamlet, essentially, of Gameen, begin to make your way out to the west towards the city of Gramsby. As it were, the first couple of days is relatively uneventful, but I'd like a random encounter from someone. Anyone.
Who hasn't rolled? Are we done this?
You don't have to roll. You can make one up on the
I'm
spot.
gonna put it this way, Kay. We haven't traveled much, so no one has done one yet.
Yeah.
This is true.
I was thinking if we did it on the way to Gamin, but I guess we
No, we got a
No.
rhino.
No, we just got a rhino.
predetermined. But
Jake really wanted to show off the rhino he made.
I.
Am I wrong?
No, it's just it was just to warn you guys of how dangerous the world is now. You know.
Now.
Yeah, and you
Sorry.
used a
Always.
rhino to do it.
Well, you know, it could have been worse. It could have been like, I don't know, a rock.
Yeah, I mean, if no one else has one,
Yeah,
I
no, a
can always
casual
throw one out.
CR20 monster, sure.
It'll be fine. Sure.
could be
Sauce me
thrown
some.
on the ground.
Something. Anyway. If you don't pick, I'm rolling to pick a person.
I said if no one else wants to throw one out, I can.
Okay.
My scenario is nothing happens.
Mr.
I
That's
don't know.
boring. Mr. Syraxis, what is your travel encounter?
Let's see. Okay. It's gonna sound weird, but given the path and the things going on, at some point, it doesn't have to be this exact day or whatever, but I guess we come across a some type of plant-based creature, like a treant or something, that seems to be grieving some fallen travelers' adventures or otherwise along the road.
Okay. Sure. Let's see how this plays out. But as the group kind of gathers together, ready once more to travel upon the roads, you do see that the two, the kind of brother and sister, Geralt and Lara, come out, greet you guys, say their farewells, let you guys go on your way, as it were. As you depart from the actual town itself, the woods kind of begin to close in once more as you leave this mountain pass behind. The woods are thick and kind of untrimmed. The path itself almost looks a little bit more overgrown than on the side of between Gamin and Ardalan. It feels more wild, and at some points you almost lose your way, as it doesn't look like the footpath has been very commonly trodden upon recently, at the very least. And so you continue westwards, traveling generally in the right direction, as far as you're aware. Eventually, for several days, taking breaks here and there, Syraxis, if you so wish, you can roll 2 more nights of
Second win.
second wind.
Yippee! Yeah, be lucky that we're like. I guess this is more lucky for everyone else that we're like already kind of drained the resources, because I had another encounter I've been wanting to do, but I feel like it fuck us up, or at least someone up. So I'd rather not do that yet. My goodness!
You want the hill map again? I still have that monster already.
No.
If you don't do it, Jake will.
So wait a minute. Did we get a second short rest?
Yes. So in this period, you actually get 2 more short rests if you so wish.
Oh, cool.
I'm
I
good
can
as new,
completely-
baby.
I'm completely rid of exhaustion.
Boom, short rests.
I'm good as new.
I'm not using hit die here. I don't need to. I would cook meals.
I guess Reggie will also use a second. Or does Reggie have second win? I can't remember.
Reggie does because he's level 2.
Yeah, no,
If that's the case, can I also make some kind of like survival checks or something, just to
Yes,
see
what
if
are you
we
looking for?
find any, herbs that could be used for healing potions, that sort of stuff.
Do you have proficiency in herbalism kit?
No.
Do you have proficiency in another type of kit, such as alchemy, tinkering, or no?
I have proficiency in cartographers.
Okay, never mind. Those are not relevant to
Right.
this, but because your
I have,
survival is relatively high. Sorry, go ahead.
I have alchemist kits.
Do
I have
you?
herbalism.
Oh, okay, perfect.
TNT
Oh,
one.
actually, you would have access to this then. Hold up, let me pull up my alchemy page.
By the way, Andy, feel free to roll d8s from cooking and Song of Rest. Although Song of Rest is like
Well-
a 6 now.
I'll roll the Song of Rest just because it could probably, yeah. I mean that'll basically put me at max. So
You know what?
we're back,
will
baby.
give you guys all these entries for fun. I will say that. Sorry, who has the herbalism kit again?
I do.
Saros.
Sorry.
Okay, roll me a d20 with your, or actually just roll me a herbalism check, just to see how well versed your knowledge. Oh, okay, that's pretty good. I am going to give you 3. You know what? I'll give you 4 different biomes to choose from. You tell me 2 of which you want. I will say forests, grasslands, mountains, and Underdark. Which 2 do you want?
I feel like it has to be Underdark
Okay, Underdark.
and forests.
Underdark and forests. We'll give you Observer, I think it's called. There it is. Underdark. And we will give you this Inherit for this one as well. And you will also get this one, Underdark. Boom. 3 entries for the Underdark. Feel free to read it. Feel free to completely ignore it if you so wish. Why is the font different? Oh, I guess it's copy pasted because I used Word for this. No, it's fine. Whatever. And you said the other one was Forest, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's do Inherit for Forest. Inherit for Forest. And Inherit for Forest.
Thank you.
There is a lot of things here, but the main key one that you want to take away from is in the forest beneficial page. The first entry, no, not the first entry. No, it is the first entry. It is known as Thermopylae. Useful. I have to check my own fucking grammar in these because I don't know if I did it right. But it's fine. For now, it is what it is. There you go.
Was Eclipse looking for stuff? Plants? Is that what you're doing?
I believe so.
If I am allowed to.
Yeah, you are. To actually work with it requires herbalism kit proficiency.
I don't want to work with it. I just want to find
If you
it.
want to find it, that's perfectly fine. Give me a survival check. The minimum DC to find it is because it's rarity 3, the DC is I think 13.
Oh,
I help.
okay. I mean, I would love some help. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Alrighty.
yeah.
Beautiful. Alt, I believe.
No, it is shift. Yep, shift.
Shift.
Ooh, okay.
Woohoo.
19 was more than what you needed. Now, let's see. You would get enough. Yeah. So because you have the base requirement to build health potions, you would get enough that you are aware of to make at least 3 health potions. You find
Not too
several
bad.
bushes of this kind of like, honestly, it just genuinely looks like a small fern, and it like you were gonna pass it by, but then you realize, wait, it has this distinctive marking that kind of labels it as Thermopylae lime, especially with this kind of like milky white sap that pours out of it every time you break a like a stem. So you kind of take it, and you have enough of a bundle and kind of like and know-how to know that you would probably have enough for about 3 health potions. However, it would take time to brew.
I'll just hand it over to Saros and just be like, here you go.
Guessing you're wanting some health potions. I could do that.
I'm assuming you're the only one who can.
You could, but one, you'd need a place to actually lay out your herbalism kit, and two, you need a place that you could work on it. If you had a cart,
Yeah,
you could have.
eventually.
But
Oh.
actually, no,
Eventually.
even a cart would be like very difficult because
My wagon probably would have worked. It was big enough.
it's more that like it requires a lot of like precision measurements with the herbalism kits and kind of like the grinding with the mortar and pestles and stuff like that. So it's not that like it was the issue that it's moving, not the issue that
Oh yeah, no,
there's space.
definitely. While it was moving, hell no. But while we were parked for the night, that would have been a good time to get some work done.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, boom, there you go. And also, any other item on both the forests and the Underdarks list, you can kind of let Eclipse know if you wanted to find it, and the two of you could work together to kind of find it.
Bit of reading.
But yeah. So, as all of you kind of eventually traverse through the woods, some of you managing to find some herbs and such as you're traveling along, you manage to kind of almost not necessarily like break out of the trees, but you do begin to see the Lake of Greens on your side to your left as you kind of traverse in a southward fashion. You do see that the path previously breaks off a little bit. You do know that one of them heads north while one of them heads further southwest, and you follow the one that goes southwest, and within the woods the loud kind of raucous animals quiets down to more shrill thrills from the various different birds, the rustling of leaves, and the kind of walking of your footsteps echoing in this rather dark but comfortable forest. As you continue onwards, several days pass by, but at the edge of this lake of greens, you eventually, from a distance, kind of spot something. Eclipse, you would be the first to spot it, followed very quickly after by Saros and... Sorry, there's a dog barking outside. But you guys spot what appears to be a tree that is moving... well, irregularly to say the very least. It appears to be something that has uprooted itself. It is currently kind of like almost wading into the water. And you can see that whatever these things seem to resemble, like arms and such, it brings along with it, kind of holding it to its side and just slowly striding in deeper and deeper into the Lake of Greens. There seems to be some sort of face carved or kind of coalesced onto its bark. The tree, like the actual leaves and such at the very top of this tree, are lush and green as if it's been growing here for a long while. And honestly, if it was still, you wouldn't have been able to pick it out amongst these incredibly tall and kind of beautiful, just kind of like. Was it deciduous? No, sorry, not deciduous. The other trees.
Coniferous.
Yes, that one. Wait, is it? No, whatever. It's like giant oaks and like other things that are nearby. But as you're kind of just watching it, it seems to continue wading into the water. Give me an insight check with disadvantage, all of you.
Just give me a sec. I'm still in the kitchen.
Oh, that's
Oh,
Oh,
Eclipse.
This will be my first skill check in several sessions that I haven't made with disadvantage.
It's with
You
disadvantage.
have to make it with disadvantage.
Everyone's making it with
Oh, is it? Oh, son of a
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah.
I accidentally did it. I accidentally did it at
Even
advantage.
though
No,
I
it's
work
fine,
with
it's
like, even though I work with like cardboard pretty much all the time.
This is an anomaly even to you. So I would say that
What? I don't know what a treant is. That sounds like an occupational hazard.
no, it's not that you don't know what a treant is. It's that at this moment, it's like trying to observe and understand it more than anything else.
Hmm.
Yeah, Eclipse, Darcy, even Syraxis, the three of you kind of glancing at this, it's just really strange for a treant to be slowly wading into a really large lake. But Celesto, Saros, you get a little bit more, and Zane, you get a little bit more of an insight onto it. It almost looks like the face that is kind of like carved onto this wooden stump. It looks like it's leaking sap out of the sides of its eyes, almost as if it was crying. On another note, actually, yeah, Eclipse, you'd probably be the only one who can really spot it at this distance, but you do see it carrying something or someone in its right arm. It looks to be like a corpse or a coffin or like something small in its hand. Small in comparison to it, not to all of you.
Well, I don't know what's happening, but that thing's got like a coffin or something with it.
never
Bad.
seen something like that before. No, I thought they just attack people.
Not all
That's
treants attack
coffins
people,
for
from what I
us.
understand.
Is it gonna put us in the coffin?
Why would it put us in the coffin? We're not dead.
Should
It's actually a Darkest Dungeon boss, and it specifically has an attack that puts you in a coffin.
Oh, well, fuck me.
No, I'm kidding. But do you guys do anything, or are you guys just kind of observing this as it goes?
I think we should maybe see what it's doing.
Maybe let it do its thing first. Don't want to disturb it.
what if it
Um,
has like a live human in the coffin or something?
Well, it looks like
Yeah,
it's moving.
from this distance, can we hear anything it might be saying or something?
Give me a perception check.
Sure thing.
How far is it from us?
At this current moment, probably like a good 400, 500 feet away.
Ugh, these rolls are awful.
It'd be real hard, but not impossible. Okay. Eclipse, Syraxis, Saros, unfortunately, as you're trying to listen out for any sort of indication sound, just anything that seems to be coming from it, you don't hear anything. But Zane, you actually managed to pick out this kind of like low undertoned sound. It's almost like tree bark kind of like scraping against itself, making this sound, which has its pitches up and down. And what languages do you speak?
Steve's can't think Elvish. Oh, where the fuck is it? Oh yeah, Thieves can't Elvish, Sylvan, Illyrian,
You
Common.
actually understand its language. It is
Wow.
currently speaking in Sylvan, and you can hear and understand what sounds to be generally almost like a. Give me a history check. Okay, it sounds like a funeral kind of speech or kind of wording sentence. You essentially hear what sounds like, may you pass on to the next life properly with love, and may you find this peace that you need and that you deserve. May the tree of life grant you the true roots in which you will belong. May the fruits you bear in the future grow and become mature. And things like that. It almost sounds strangely specific to trees and maybe other plants, but it doesn't seem to be indicated at those, like at a tree or a plant, before you see it place the container kind of onto the actual water itself. And you see that it is a coffin, a rather large one, not, or sorry, a rather small one. It looks to be maybe from this distance, like just like an estimated, probably maybe like 4 feet, 5 feet long. And you see them just kind of like say one final thing under their breath, and may you find your way truly to the tree and once more back into this world before it just pushes this wooden coffin off into the Lake of Dreams.
I can't believe it that Treant is holding a funeral. It's saying some sort of last rites. I'm genuinely confused.
How interesting.
So they're not.
Well, plants are very intelligent creatures.
Well, it sounded quite eloquent in its message.
I've never had the opportunity to speak with one.
Well, I didn't think I would either, but
I imagine they'd be terrified of you, Dorothy.
Maybe? I don't know.
Do you think we should
I hope
speak
not.
to it? I
They could
mean,
crush me.
I feel like it might know a thing or two about maybe what happened here.
well, it certainly does not give off a hostile vibe.
But he's holding a funeral.
Well, if that's the case, we should ask what killed whoever's holding the funeral for.
Maybe we wait till it's done its rites and whatnot, and the funeral, as Thoros put it, is over. I mean, I don't know about you, but last time I was at a funeral, I just didn't walk up to, the director and be like, "Hey, what killed that guy?" It's a little distasteful in those places.
I've never been to a funeral, so I wouldn't know.
Really?
Yeah. Folks like us don't get funerals.
No, fair enough. Yeah, I'll watch it, I guess.
You kind of
Small tangent, but good news. The first milkshake turned out nice.
nice. As you're kind of observing it, you see that it's very much like morning. It is sitting at what you can only estimate maybe like chest deep in this water, and it's just looking at this small kind of coffin as it slowly drifts away from him or her. You're not sure. Before, I mean, they don't seem to say anything else. They just kind of seem to leave it be for a little bit before maybe 10, 15 minutes later, you see them slowly start like backing away.
Before that, probably like 5 minutes into us watching this,
Mhm.
I think I just kind of pipe up and I'm like, should we really be here just like watching this? I mean, like, as far as we know, this thing is in mourning. Do we really want to be here when it turns around and just sees all of us looking at it?
Well, I mean, if your concern is with it being hostile, I mean, I feel like
No, but like this thing is mourning. Nobody wants a group of people staring at them while they're burying something practically.
if you
Unless, you
prefer, I
know,
can just
they're
go say hi.
invited.
I can hit him with my
Or we
draconic
could just
charm
leave
that I
it
hit the
to
salamanders
mourn in
with.
peace.
Well, I'd prefer to talk to it. It's a lot to learn from it.
I feel we should pass by, and if it sees a reason to speak with us, we will. If not, leave it in peace. Let it mourn in its way.
Fair enough, I suppose. Maybe it will, I don't know, divulge information or ask something of us.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think it's right of us to truly just be staring at this guy while he's literally for a tree crying over something.
Well, let's just walk by then, and if he has anything to say, then it's not like I'll go by unnoticed. I kind of like tap my armor.
As you guys are having this discussion, you turn around to look towards it, and you realize that it's like staring directly at all of you.
Well, I I just like wave slightly.
Yeah, Darcy just sort of nervously waves, just like, "Hi." Yeah.
Hell, traveler, we don't mean to intrude or anything. We didn't know how to proceed here. Is everything okay?
You are too far away for it to hear you. One.
Oh, well.
You're still like 400, 500 feet away.
Oh yeah. I'll just sing. Okay, I'll wave, and then I'll be like, well,
Let's just start.
yeah, I'll kind of move until I think like I'm in like reasonable talking distance to where I'm not having to like yell.
Sure. I'll say you get to like 80, 90 feet. And at that
Yeah.
point, it says in a language that I don't think you speak. Do you speak Sylvan?
No, I only know common and draconic.
Then it speaks in Sylvan, of which you don't understand, but it seems to speak in this like kind of guttural, almost primordial language, which you, Zane, do understand. You can hear it say, "Come no closer, travelers."
Yeah, I told you this thing is morning. We shouldn't keep going forward.
I think we shouldn't get any closest for access. He said to not come closer.
I'll just stop.
Right. As soon as you kind of stop, it looks at all of you, does like a once over for all of you. In a brief moment after, it kind of pikes up in Sylvan, which it can only assume that one of you understands because you heard the stop, and you actually did. It says, "For what reason do you spy upon my private affairs?"
I fucking told you.
I kind of just step forward. Oh, great Treant, we do not mean to intrude upon your private moment you have here. We just found it quite. We haven't seen this before, so we were hoping to perhaps get a chance to speak with you, but we will leave if that is your wish.
We do apologize for what it's worth, I will say, and Sylvan as well.
Oh, okay.
No, everyone's speaking tree.
It looks at the two of you and kind of says, "You pry upon the matters of others you have never seen before as well. This is no matter of yours. Leave before I change my mind. Let me to my grief. Let me to my weeping."
And I am on your side. That's what I was telling them. I turn around and look at everybody and say, "You didn't understand it, but he said exactly what I said to all of you." It's weird that we're just watching him do this.
I'm just
Well-
curious.
Okay, listen, Celesto, we're gonna leave real soon. I just need to get some. If you bury,
Sleep now.
we yeah, absolutely, we can have this conversation while we're leaving. But if you bury a friend of yours and like 8 people just kind of come up and watch you bury him, is that cool? And they're just kind of like hiding 400 feet away, looking through a bush. Is that good? Do you like that? Would you like that?
Well, maybe if it was a tree ant staring at me, I'd be curious.
Well, no, in this analogy, you're the treant.
Exactly.
Well, I guess if it's a reverse analogy, it'd be me burying one of you, and
Let
be tree ant
me
staring at me.
We're getting too
alone.
deep into. We're getting too deep into this. Let's just leave him alone. Come on, move it.
Yeah,
Move it.
I'll
Move it.
turn around to the tree and just kind of bow respectfully and solemnly and just say, "We do apologize for bothering you during this time. We are leaving now. We will leave you in peace."
Sorry for your loss.
It just kind of looks at all of you. It doesn't necessarily kind of say or do anything back. But as you kind of leave, it just stares at all your backs until eventually you're out of eyesight for it, and it seems to slowly wander back towards the edge of the Lake of Greens.
Oh, like, really? We're just gonna sit there and watch a guy bury someone dead? The equivalent of burying someone? That's fucked up.
Not a guy, a tree.
Okay, even more fucked up then.
But for
I was
an
trying
animated
not to
tree
look
to
at,
have
be fair.
culture,
It's a
Oh, it's more
living
than
being,
curious.
isn't it? Okay, but like you gotta understand, like we're living things, that is a living thing as well.
It's a living
It's
being.
got feelings.
It's a living being that has likely outlived all of us.
Exactly. It definitely doesn't want to be spying on in its literally probably most private moment here.
All right. As you guys just kind of wander away from the area, you give me a perception check. All of you.
Oh boy.
Oh, Eclipse and Zane. Oh my goodness me. Celesto, Syraxis, Saros, unfortunately, you don't get too much of a kind of perception of anything. You're more paying
Yay, I'm
attention
back
to
on the
yourselves.
succeeding on skill check side.
At that moment, you're just kind of like thinking, discussing, and just going all about all of these things. But Eclipse, you, as well as Zane and Darcy, spot a figure. A lone figure. Seems to be humanoid, the best that you can tell. Wearing some sort of robes, covering their kind of head, covering the majority of their body, but they seem to be one of the shorter folks, probably a gnome or a halfling or something like that. And they seem to be just kind of like hiding behind one of these trees, also looking at this event. They also seem to be trying to hide from all of you. Because the tree that they're hiding behind, like, Darcy, you got lucky. You saw the hem of his cloak. But like Zane, Eclipse, the two of you managed to like catch them full on. You could see like a nose peeking out from underneath the hood. Like, they were looking at all of you guys as you guys were having like this loud discussion as well. But they were trying to hide from all of you. They're actually a lot closer than the tree ant was. The tree ant was probably still in the verges of like 100-ish so feet away. And this guy's just kind of like tucked away, maybe 30 feet away from all of you.
Kind of just I tap Eclipse on the arm and I motion that direction. You seeing what I'm seeing?
Yeah, I'm seeing something extremely disrespectful.
Wait, are we the treants in this scenario?
No,
Oh.
we're
Should we-
still us, but now there's an extra person that is us.
Now I'm just confused.
Well, they're
Should we-
watching us and the treant.
Should we call them out like you called us out?
Well, they're trying to hide from us for some reason.
I mean, we
I
could
don't
try
think
and,
we
you
want
know,
to- I don't think we want to start anything this close to the treant.
no, which is why I think we should at least quietly go up to him and be like, hey, listen, man, if this thing catches you, it's not going to be good.
Yeah, like what if he gets too close, because he doesn't have someone like Eclipse here to, stop us from talking to the tree, which honestly I would have really liked to do. I've never spoken to a talking tree. That sounds interesting.
It wasn't going
But,
to talk to us.
I could have hoped. But what if he just like runs up there and like I don't know, the tree eats him or something?
Well, then that's survival at the finest, but
I think you're meaning survival of the fittest, actually.
that's
Which
it.
I'm the fittest, just so we're clear. But carry on.
Sure.
I'm glad we could agree.
The treant's the fittest in this scenario.
Nah, I'd win. So yes, warn the fellow.
Try to quietly go over there and tell him, hey, listen, man, things are going to be bad if you just kind of stay here and stay watching this thing.
Maybe a few of us and just go up to him, not the entire group.
Well, yeah, ideally.
Sure. I don't even know where he is. So
Why?
How
I think-
how close is he?
You guys like 30 feet away.
Oh,
Oh,
well, I've got a way to talk.
we
to
don't
him
even have to
now.
walk over to him. We can just talk to him.
Like he
just
could
a second.
hear this entire conversation
Yeah,
going on.
I kind of like glance over at
I
him.
mean-
Does he seem to
I mean,
like
if he's
react at all?
30 feet, we would absolutely be whispering that.
Okay, okay.
I just like
I didn't know
glance
he was
over at
that
him.
fucking close.
Yeah, no, he's like maybe 30, 35 feet away from you guys. So, like, he's super close. Like, to the point where he could definitely hear you if you were talking just out loud.
Yeah.
I
If you
just
guys aren't
look
talking
at
out
him.
loud, then yeah. I mean, like, you can see that he's still trying to hide and still, like, trying to pretend that he hasn't been seen. You don't know if he thinks he's actually hidden or if like he's just pretending like he's still hidden.
Well, I mean, I can talk to him without alerting the tree ant.
Or go further.
What? We,
Yeah, looking
And
back
I
at the
will-
treant, is the
I will
treant like
reach
still
out-
looking at us?
I will reach out to this. Well, yeah, actually, is the tree ant still looking at us? No, he went back to his lake. He went back to the lake.
He's still looking out across the lake, but he's like back on the edge of the he's like back on the edge of the kind of, what is it called? He's at the edge of the lake now. Like the majority of his body that's been drenched in the water is now like out, and you can see that this thing is like probably close to like 25 feet tall.
Yeah.
Um,
So
But yeah.
I'm going to reach out with telepathic speech because I can do that for free,
okay.
and I'm going to, since I see him, so just in his head, he's going to hear Darcy.
Mhm.
Look, we know you're there, and if you make any noise, that tree ant's going to squash you. So just meet us further down the road if you're looking to talk.
You immediately see the guy kind of like scramble for a little bit, like almost shocked. You hear, "Who goes there? Who's talking in my head?"
Darcy just looks over at him and waves.
He's not looking in your direction. He's like looking all around him, but for some reason, not looking at any of you.
Yeah, admittedly, I don't think the telepathic speech is something that most people would be used to, Darcy.
No, I know. And then just, hey, over here, the group you were tailing. Come on.
Which god?
No,
No,
it's
it's us,
God.
friend.
I'm not God.
We're over here.
That's what God would say.
No, I don't
I'm
think it
liter-
is.
I'm literally on the road looking at you.
You see now that he kind of glances over towards all of you? No. You?
Would you bloody get over here before the tree ant stomps you?
But I was... But I... Give me a persuasion check.
He wants to be left alone.
Yeah, but I don't want to leave it at all.
All right,
Well, that's
then
not very
enjoy
nice.
getting squashed.
You see like a middle finger go up before you see him like kind of like squash himself back up against the tree he was hiding behind from the tree end.
How close is he to the treant?
Like maybe 60 feet away. He is like directly in between you guys and the tree ant almost. Like slightly off, but not by much.
Yeah, I'll just like kind of move forward to like get out of the way of the treant, because I'll just be like I'm kind of motioning for the group and just say, "Look, friend, we don't want you to get hurt, but we've already spoke with the big guy there, and he doesn't seem keen on intruders. So, you might just want to."
As you're kind of saying all of these things, you hear and see the tree ant kind of like rise to its full height
Let's go.
before it
Yeah, I'm
turns
just like
around.
like backing away.
Gotta record this. You hear
Okay.
Eclipse and Eclipse
Run.
and Zane, the two of you hear that as he kind of like, you see him peek out from the side of the tree as this wave of thorns shoots out from the end. Give me a dexterity saving throw. All of you guys have advantage because you are so far away. Actually, no, you wouldn't. You're still close enough that this would
Oh.
probably hit you. Give me a dexterity saving
I
throw.
started moving as soon as I heard the tree ant moving.
You know what? I'll say that all of you can make this at advantage because you're nearing the edge of the range.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I didn't realize that he was that close to the treant. I thought we were further.
And it's Oh, good.
Advantage.
Okay. Well, make one for Reginald as well.
Yeah, let me pull
Not Reginald.
Mr. Reginald, I'm sorry.
Come on, young Reginald. Yes.
Okay.
Young
Say
Reginald!
he's better at dex than I.
I'm sorry to say 17 fails.
Oh
What?
shit.
Whoa.
Great! Fucking hell, that gets me too then.
Zane and Eclipse are the only ones who succeed. You guys take half damage.
Oh god,
Yeah.
damage.
I'll do this. Does 19 pass?
A 19 does pass. Oh, wait, plus 4 bonus, right? Your 15 gets turned into a 19. Yes, a 19 does actually pass. A 19 just passes. You still take half damage. All of you take 30
Holy shit.
piercing damage. Reduced by half if you succeeded.
How high up would these thorns be going?
It is like a wave. It is like essentially like a shotgun of thorns that is going out here.
I'm only asking would Autumn have to make the save if she is on me or no?
She would, yes.
Damn it. Okay, give me a second.
Does she survive
Hi.
15 damage?
Oh, let's go!
Does she survive 15 damage?
Well, she doesn't take any damage
Oh,
because
right.
now
'cause
I
you
take
cover
it.
Yes. Unfortunately, yeah, you would have to. As you kind of
so
like
I would
grab
take-
Autumn off your shoulder, and
I
yeah.
would take the full 30 plus
15.
yeah, plus an additional D4 of damage.
Oh yeah, it's a D4. Yeah.
Can I use absorb elements on that?
It is piercing damage.
Piercing.
All right. Whoops.
There is no nature damage, unfortunately. So, no. But you kind of like in that brief moment, those of you who did succeed, well, specifically Zane, you're the only one who actually manages to duck behind a tree mostly before this kind of wave of thorns goes off. As you glance back towards this guy, you can see that he's got like this arcane shield up that shatters as you're looking at him because you see him fall backwards and his entire front is just covered in thorns. You're like 90% sure he's dead.
Darcy's just scrambling down the fucking road after
All right.
recovery.
He's a lost cause. Let's go.
No, Celestial will actually go save him because he does.
Oh
he's
my
an
god.
innocent.
That's
He's
just
like
silly.
naive. He's not gonna watch a person die in front of him.
Okay,
Celesta, we gotta go.
Celesto, what's your movement speed?
40.
Okay, then you manage to get to him with no issues. As you get to him, give me a medicine check, just to see if you can check at a glance to see if he's still alive. Yeah, this guy's fucking dead.
Oh shit. Okay, I guess Celestial will have to leave him because he knows he's dead. Okay, yeah, I guess Celestial will just run back. He'll run really fast, actually. Run super fast.
Okay, yeah, as all of you begin sprinting out, you hear this like low, almost guttural roar come from the direction of the tree end. And within the forest, you hear replies. You hear one. You hear two. before an almost cacophony that strangely sounds like the backdrop of moving leaves, rustling vines, and shaking branches. Seems to resonate within the entirety of the forest. Thankfully, the road you are on basically spits you out into the actual Umberlands.
Oh, as we're practically running, I turn around to Syraxis. You still want to talk to that guy? You think that's a good idea?
Well, I don't think it's a good idea. I still would like to, converse with him, but obviously he is not in the mood.
We have
You
to walk back
think-
through that forest to get home.
You think he'll be there by the time we
I think they are the forest.
I think we'll be fine. I doubt a tree will hold a grudge for that long.
That's the last time I tried to save an idiot.
Yeah, next
Not
time I'll
you,
just
the
fucking
gnome.
let him
I was
get...
about to say, to be fair, we
Uh,
were on our way out, and then the gnome or
Yeah,
whomever.
no, I'm aware. I wasn't talking about any of you.
Yeah, like you see, I don't
I was
know why you're
talking
mad at
about
me,
that-
Eclipse. Like we were leaving, and then there was the other guy just wanting to.
Yeah, you just
Write it
really
down.
seem inclined that a good idea would be to try to talk to him.
I never said it was a good idea,
Oh, you said an
I don't-
idea was to talk to him, and I feel like that is a bad idea.
and I feel like you're straw manning me right now.
Oh yeah.
Thing.
After what we just
I
saw,
don't
you
think
think
it's
I'm
a good idea.
strawmanning you?
Look, let's just bloody get going before we're attacked by an army of squirrels.
You manage to get out onto the road with relatively little issues. It seems that
Ooh.
whatever it is did not decide to give chase to you, but you now begin to have this uneasy feeling as you kind of glance into this once peaceful forest.
Not again. Not more uneasy feeling. I actually have a question, Jake.
What's up?
In the 2 days that we spent traveling, has that feeling that I felt in the town gone away at all, or no?
It hasn't.
Oh yeah, great. Another more uneasy feeling.
But, well, at least this
Okay.
one you only get when you're looking at this forest that you just came out of.
Oh, not another character. Doesn't want to go in a specific forest.
Let me see your spyglass again, real quick.
So
Why?
Two nickels.
Why do you want to see the spyglass?
I don't know. I want to use it as a dumbbell. What else would I want to look through a spyglass?
I mean, what are you looking for?
I was gonna see what he did to the guy. Maybe he's gonna mourn the guy he just killed. In which case, it's
I
probably
doubt he's
weird.
gonna mourn the guy he just killed. If anything, he's gonna turn him into the forest.
Yeah, no, that gnome is fertilizer.
Fair enough.
I mean,
Well,
like his whole
I mean-
body's covered in thorns. What else are you gonna do? It's not like the
Yeah. Which, real quick, look.
Also,
Celesto.
Sirac,
What? Yes.
why are you concerned about the bloody gnome? We're gonna have to walk all the way to friggin' Rinsan or Free Reach to get back home now.
I'm just curious. Why can't I? Can a guy not be curious about the world he lives in?
How could it be so cold? You watch the person die in front of you, and you just kill him
Why
off.
did you go and
Here's
check
the
on
garbage.
him?
Well, yeah, I was
He's
about to say.
alive.
To be fair, yes, I don't like when people die, but if you're that dumb, that's not a me issue.
In that situation, with how much that bloody hurt, if you do not die, you leg it. And
Like,
if you are
I'm
not
not-
legging it, you are dead.
Like, I'm not going to just leave a guy who doesn't potentially know the danger that he's getting into, but when we tell him that, it's dangerous and we are actively trying to leave, and he not only doesn't leave, but he then makes the situation worse
I did
by...
what I could to help him.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not blaming the damage we took on you at all. That's just... He
Oh,
was
no,
not a
no,
wise
I'm
individual.
I don't think the answer for
I'm
his
defending
mistake
myself
is
from the fact that
death.
Celestia apparently thinks I'm a terrible person.
I don't think he deserved to die.
I never said
Alright,
that.
knew
According
that-
to the tree ant, he did.
We already knew it was aggressive if we just sat there and stood and watched it. Obviously, the next course of action is aggression.
He also thought I was God. That's not a smart person.
I mean, Religions have been
Look.
started on this.
It took him a
Celeste.
solid 2 minutes to look back at the road of people he was looking at.
Look, Celesto, I appreciate that your moral compass is strong. Look, very good quality to have, but
Right.
you do have to use like reasonable like caution and
Common
Just-
sense.
wit and common sense to when it comes to these things. You know, yeah, people don't deserve to die in most cases, but like, I mean, come on. Like, I wanted to talk to the tree, but I didn't go, like, you know, trying to sing Kumbaya with him after he told us to leave.
But don't you think we also caused his death by trying to
We-
talk to him?
No, not really.
We're also the reason why he died. Can't you see it?
That tree
No.
spotted us from over 400 feet away.
I don't think the tree was necessarily mad at us. I think we were, because we were obviously leaving, and hell, we were further.
No, If
Away.
if we left that poor gnome alone, he still might be alive.
He was hiding behind a tree, yes,
He was.
Yeah.
and when the little tree guy did the big thorn wave, like, we heard other trees seemingly responding to him, yes?
Yep.
Yes.
So does it not stand to reason then that maybe, perchance, that the tree that the guy was behind maybe was connected to the grieving tree or whatever?
They're called shepherds of the forest for a reason.
Is that what they call them?
Sometimes.
I've never heard this, but I believe it.
Lumberjacks usually call them those old bastards.
Oh, that's not very nice.
The lumberjacks. What do you expect?
Wait a minute, Soros, can you turn into one of those things?
I don't know. Don't think so.
The excellent question.
Listen, regardless of who is at fault, we did try to save his life.
I can almost guarantee that gnome would have come out of hiding and tried to walk closer to interview the tree ant.
Yeah, I don't think that one's on us. Like,
He quite
We gave him
literally
warning.
said something. He quite literally said something about like recording it.
yeah, that's what. When I heard that, I was like, oh well, you know, he's this.
If that
He's
whole
not gonna
thing is
listen.
my fault, then may I be judged for it at the time of my death, not at the time of my life.
I just understand it could be his fault. I just don't understand how he could all be so callous after seeing him die like that.
Because people die. It's a thing that happens.
Because I didn't want to die.
I was in the military. I saw a lot of people die. You know, you get used to it.
I think you want to get used. I think you want to get used to. I don't think I do.
I
Well,
said
really
it, man, but I
depends.
said it
That's your
earlier.
prerogative, and I wish you all the strength for it, but
I hate to
that's
say
your
it,
choice
but
to make.
survival of the fittest. I said it earlier.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that, but nonetheless, like, these things happen. You know, there's only so much you can do. Best not to weigh yourself down on the ones that aren't your fault.
I've survived too much to get myself killed trying to save someone from their own stupidity.
Big stupid a crime.
No, but it's
Sometimes.
incredibly dangerous and deadly.
But especially out here.
Look, Celesto, you've lived in a city all your life, yes?
Yes.
You've lived, well, for a while, I know you have, but for all your life, you've basically lived in a nice house with 4 walls and a roof, yes?
Yes.
Provided 3
Sometimes
meals a day, yes?
Yes. Sometimes 8. But yes.
Well, what? I'm not even going to touch on your
I'm not
dietary
touching
issues
that,
at the
not
moment.
important, not important
Yeah.
to the moral
We
good.
will discuss those matters when we are in town and not out here in the wild. But yes, I say all this to say that your, how do I put this? Your view on the world is very,
You're sheltered.
very sheltered. Yes,
Well,
and I admire your determination and your will for
Honestly?
these things.
Honestly, I wish I could have that naivete back.
Yes, it's rather endearing, but I speak for myself, and I'm sure I can. When I say this, it probably encompasses everyone, save for maybe Darcy. But Darcy, I kind of look at him. He looks like he has PTSD, so I'll give him the pass.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I know. I can tell in your eyes. But we've all seen, I'm sure, what the world has to offer and what it can do to people. You've
I
not.
am, I will admit, I'm a novice, and I do not know how the world works. But this is why I'm out here to learn.
Correct. Yep, and you just learned that.
I am an adventurer.
Mhm.
However, that doesn't not make me a soldier, nor does it make me a survivor. I will not
Well-
leave people to die in the dust, but I will understand that it will happen.
The soldier,
Listen.
no. Survivor, you're gonna want that quality.
Listen, at the end of the day, the way I look at things is, regardless of what happens here, this may sound selfish, and that's fine, but I need to make it home. And I'm not going to let anything get in that way.
You're talking like you have a wife and a daughter back at home like me. Calm it down.
No, but I do have a wife.
Oh, well, that's nice.
What's she like?
A lot stronger than I am.
That's a good answer.
I mean, it's true. She's saved my life before. So, the most I think I can do to repay that is make sure I'm stay alive on this journey I'm doing and get back home to her.
That's good
Again,
to
like
know.
I said, selfish, but it's the only reason I'm still going.
Everyone is different, Glasto. And honestly, that's fine. At no point am I going to harp on you for trying to save someone, unless it's an absolutely stupid, like it will actually just get you killed type of thing.
And if that's the case, let me do it. I can say that. I've survived foolishly running in and, saving people. I kind of let out a small sigh. That's how I met my wife.
Speaking of your wife, I would request that you not please die whilst I'm trying to help you. Your wife knows I'm a healer. If you die on my watch, I will be run out of business.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
can't make any promises.
I think that's a pretty fair assessment there.
You glance over and you see Reggie currently in tears trying to pull some thorns out of his ass.
Oh, Reggie.
Oh yeah, Reggie got like half health, by the way.
Yeah, he got
He
one
did.
hit to half.
I got
I
half
bet he
health.
did. I got half health.
Think of
Got
you,
more than
you
half
did.
health.
Oh my god.
You advocated for your own half healthing.
Me?
Oh no,
Yes, you did.
He didn't advocate
It's
for
a it's not my fault. It's a flaw.
it. It's his weakness.
Oh, I thought that was a feature you had.
No, my weakness is. I mean, it's kind of evident now with all the fucking dexterity saves that we've done in this campaign. But I have to cover for Autumn. Autumn takes no damage. I take what Autumn would take plus a D4,
Jesus.
which is why I am half health right now.
Well, you all have hit die, right?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I can't
Walk it
wait for
off.
my new. I can't wait to be back at 1 level of exhaustion.
Well, let's carry on.
My hit die are killing me.
Let's carry on our way. We still have how many days?
Another 3 days.
I kind of look at the map.
2 or 3.
Probably like 3, 4, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, I think I'll be good to go by then. Again.
Carry on my wayward son.
I did not get half health, by the way, because
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
know.
certified built different.
I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't have gotten half health if
You're
I just took the
Goddamn
15.
kitchen sink.
But yes, let's carry on. We'll recover and hopefully not make any more trees mad.
Well, as long as we don't go into the forest, I think we're fine.
So, you want to cook some of that rhino meat, Darcy? I don't know what it is about your cooking, but boy, does it do something.
Yeah, glancing at the
Oh.
rhino meat, unfortunately, because you guys have nothing to preserve it, and it is starting to go off.
We are keeping it in the bag of holding. There is no air in that bitch.
There is air in that bitch. There's 10 minutes of air in that bitch.
Well, that 10 minutes has
I mean,
long
I
since
guess-
disappeared.
I was about to say, I guess there's two ways of looking at it. Either A, does the meat like absorb that 10 air or that 10-minute of air like pretty quickly, or does it just slow down its decomposition time?
I would say it slows it down.
Well, it's better than
But
nothing, I guess. But
Not
yeah,
that
I would imagine we should probably try and eat as much of this as we can, anyways.
I need to invest in a bag of colding if this is going to be a regular thing.
If we can ever get an actual cart that doesn't get destroyed by a rhino immediately, we can always get like one of those little cooling boxes.
Do you think your wife would finance a new wagon for me?
Probably not, but you have insurance,
Keep us
right?
honest.
No, I wasn't told about insurance.
Well,
I mean, to be fair, even if he did have insurance, I'm not sure it comes around.
that's a good point, actually. How often does a rhino just, I don't think that'd be in their policy. I don't even think it'd be in mine.
I did think to look over some of the options for policies. None of them were very comprehensive. You had to get each one individually. There was a specific one for rhinos. I thought that was quite silly.
Unfortunately, they don't give life insurance policies to adventurers and knights, which fair, I guess.
I do have a life insurance policy.
Yeah, well, like I said, they don't offer those for me. What time is it?
But
Oh, by the way, by the way, if I die and the rest of you make it, I would like for you to report that I was conscripted against my will.
What? Oh, I get it. By the way, Eclipse, when my wife recruited you, you did give her like information about your wife, yes?
I mean, I can't quite remember if it came up, but
Well,
probably.
I sure do hope so, because if you die, and you did, we'll at least know where to send the body. I say as I pat him on the shoulder.
Hmm. Well, I'm not gonna die, so we won't need to send my body anywhere.
That's the spirit.
Anyway, yeah, once we stop for the night, I'll start prepping up some more rhino steak.
sure. You got more rhino steak in you. You guys have another 3 days approximately of healing if you so wish.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm gonna do all my
2d8.
healing on. I'm gonna do all my healing on the first day.
Let's put it this way. That's 6d4 plus 2, 4, 6, 8, 12.
So we get a
Yep.
D6 from Song of Rest and a D8 from the meal.
Yep.
I mean, I'll take I guess the T8 or D6 from Song of Rest. Cool, I'm
And
Ethel.
then immediately once we wake up, I like grit my teeth really hard and somehow fucking heal myself. I don't know.
Hey Jay, can you prompt me a short rest, please?
Yes, I can. Give me one moment.
I swear I hate that it does that shit.
What?
Let's see, what was I at? For whatever reason, whenever I click on it, instead of highlighting my current health and just doing it, it puts it in front of the current health. So when I tried to put like plus 14 or whatever I rolled there, it put my max health or my current health at 1,474,
Damn.
which
Nice.
honestly lore accurate, but so I was at 44. I got 10
What are the
plus.
other additional hit dice or the dice healing for?
Oh, that's
People
for
Each night, you
what's
guys
his
would
name?
get food from Darcy, and you get a Song of Rest from Darcy as well.
Yep.
Hey, sorry, I think you hit the wrong thing. Because
Yeah.
I'm assuming you ate.
Yes.
Virgil casually didn't eat or drink
Oh
anything.
yeah, unless Zane decides to not eat anything.
I'm on a diet.
He's fasting. He took his rest on Ramadan.
You still eat after dark.
Nah, it's the Ramadan in this world.
You just don't eat.
I will also, on the third day, utilizing the last of the rhino, I will. I can only make 2 skewers. Who wants them? You get when you eat it, you get 2 temporary hit points.
I guess I can take it if no one wants it.
All right, one for Zane, one for Syraxis.
Yippee!
There you
That's
go,
for
road
Reggie.
snack.
And then this is also for Reggie. Well, it's probably not gonna let me use it. No. D10 plus 2.
I love traveling on the road. I get rid of my exhaustion so quickly.
And then how many days is this? 2 days, you said?
It was a total of 3 days. It takes another 3 days for you guys to get there.
Okay. And are you cooking again, Darcy, over that day? Or all these days, or what? I don't know how much food you
Yeah.
have.
I'm using up all the fucking rhino.
Okay.
For a total of 3 days, or we went 3 days after the 2 we initially had?
It's
We've
3
been on the
days.
road for 3?
It's 3 days additionally. So in total, it took you guys
3 days
approximately.
after the tree end.
Yeah. So it took you like 6 days total to get there from the events of Gamine.
Oh dear.
So it took you a little while, approximately a total of like 6-7 days total, I think.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. The Dorothy, the bard choice, plus the chef feat, doing God's work in the
You're
gritty
very
realism.
welcome.
Like, that's one of those things where, like, I feel like in most campaigns, like, both of those things are kind of subpar. But holy hell,
When I put them together,
it's a shame that we didn't track this earlier. But I think it would be really funny to see how much healing has been done over rest by Darcy alone.
I know I brought this up. I brought this up at the end of last session.
Yeah,
Can
the
you imagine?
D6, the D8, every like potentially basically every short rest,
That's a
especially when we have
lot.
no hit die. Never mind. I don't know why we were so concerned about not having hit die when we have a bard cook on our side. It's like again free money hack.
I got
You're lucky
the
I'm letting
idea of how I got the idea of how good this could be when I was in a campaign with someone else who was a bard with the chef feat, and literally their whole bard theming was their cooking.
I imagine it
Andrew-
also.
Andrew, you remember Emerald?
I imagine this also takes a lot of the weight off of poor Saros over there as the solo healer.
I built myself as a secondary healer, so.
All right. But as you guys kind of continue your traversal, at this point, having reached the near Gamsby, we are going to take a short break. So I need to use the washroom. Be right back.
Okay.
So how many spells do you have, Emily?
One first level and one second level.
Damn.
Yep.
You know, when all else fails, I at least have 2 first levels. And I do have
I've got 3 first levels.
that actually reminds me though, because we can I forget technically we can
Or 2
change
first levels.
spells out on a short rest, right?
I don't know.
I assume we can, because otherwise prep casters would be dog water. So I'm gonna take cure wounds just in case if things get really spicy. But just know I take no pleasure in casting cure wounds. And if you see it, it means that we are in a bad way. Things have gone very badly.
I don't think that'll ever happen though.
I sure do hope so. I don't. As a paladin, I never want to use my 3 smite slots per long rest, which again for us is like a long time. Basically, my 3 smites per like arc. I never want to use that shit on a healing spell, or really anything that's not a, instant free damage. Let's see. We'll put. I don't really need that. We'll put protection from good and evil. Me think. Why do I have ceremony? Get the hell off my sheet.
Well, just in case you need to marry someone on the road.
I don't have the money for it. Yeah, not in the budget.
I can bankroll a fucking wedding ceremony.
Can you whip out on demand 25 powdered silver?
What's your strength score?
Mine 20.
I've got silver.
Do you have enough silver?
20 gold's worth?
25 gold's worth of silver.
I could have made change.
It's 250 silver. I'm back.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a lot of silver, brother.
Like I said, I could have made change, but I don't.
Also, Jake, prep casters can prep spells over a short rest, technically, right? Since it's like a new day.
Sure. Yes.
I don't like that answer.
No, it's a yes. Don't worry.
It's in our favor.
You can
So
do so on a
we
short
take-
rest.
So we take it and we run, Andy. If it's in our favor, we take it and we run.
I mean, it hardly matters to me specifically. Again, as mentioned, if I'm using my smite slot on a cure wound, fellas, it's been an honor. Like, that's my
That
last
proves
ditch
how deeply
effort.
fucked we are.
Like, that's my last ditch effort to save Reggie and Saros. The rest of you, it's kind of just you have to put your blindfold on, smoke them if you got them, and salute the world.
That right there is the levels of Vegeta apologizing for fucking up. Like that's that is a moment where we should be making our peace with God.
Vegeta would never apologize, even if it was the end of the world. I don't believe you.
Hence why it's a moment where we should be deeply fucking afraid.
True. Is everybody here? I don't know if you guys even left, because...
Hmm.
I went to go get the rest of my milkshake.
Okay.
Never lived.
Saros?
Yep, I'm here.
Zane?
Yeah.
On we go then, towards Gramsby. But on the 23rd of Novilia, it begins to snow in the Midlands.
Woohoo!
Well, I didn't know it's that
This
cold.
is- It's not usually this time of year.
I love this.
Some of you, it's unfamiliar. It's a lot colder than you had expected. Sorry, give me one second. But yeah, to some of you, it's rather comfortable and reminds you of home. To some others, it's mainly a what the hell is this kind of thing. Because over in Ardalon, the temperature and the weather is kind of relatively consistent. But out here in the Midlands, as you're traversing through this area, the weather kind of shifts drastically. In the mornings, it could be incredibly chilly, it could be cold. But in the midday, it could get up to 70, 80 degrees at some point.
I mean, it was snowing in Ardalon not that long ago.
Yep. But like just the weather difference, because it goes up and then down and up and then down. It goes to 60 to 70, not 70 to 80. It goes to 60 to 70 degrees during the day, and then sometimes it dips to the 30s in the evenings.
Darcy grabs his umbrella out of his bag of holding.
Yeah. It's chilly. But on this kind of rather chilly morning, the sun has just come up and you guys are kind of traversing past the area, the forests. The forests you're kind of leaving behind, mostly just patches of trees here and there nearing the base of the Seldiyard Mountains as you're traveling. To your left, you see the mountains kind of rise higher and higher as you continue on. The highest peaks within view now as you get closer to Gramsby. To your right, the empty open plains of the Umberlands spreads out far, far, far beyond, to the point where you seem to see these strange, almost humanoid shapes, Eclipse, kind of walking amongst the Umberlands. And you aren't exactly sure if your eyes are just tricking you, but there are definitely something out there within the Umberlands. With how you're seeing them, they're probably thousands, if not tens of thousands of feet tall.
Can I make an assumption that we might already have an entry for these things in our in our game?
Maybe. Give me a nature check.
Oh yeah, no problem, bud. That's a one. Let's go.
You have no
Hey,
fucking
guys,
clue
wanna
what
fight
they
that thing?
are.
I mean, to be fair, Eclipse would absolutely have no idea what these things are.
Can I make a nature check?
Give me a perception check first. Actually, would you point it out to the rest of them, Eclipse?
Yeah, I absolutely had no idea
Like,
what the fuck these
are
things
those
were.
things?
Okay.
Yeah,
then
literally.
Go for it. Give me a nature. You fare no better, Darcy. Glancing over in that
feel like
direction, you're like, I don't know what the fuck that is, and that is
I feel like
slightly
I've
terrifying.
seen one before, but I don't remember the name.
Zane,
I said it once, I'm going to say it again. Midlands? What is happening here?
Zane, you don't know what it is either, but you feel like you would know something about it just on the tip of your tongue. However, Saros and Celesto, with this thing, with this creature being pointed out to you, you are all of a sudden like, it's one of those. They're real. Oh, that's terrifying. Let me go find it in my compendium.
It's under aberrations. It's the only thing we have.
Oh, it's still showing. Oopsies. Oh well,
Yeah.
whatever.
It's been showing the whole time.
It doesn't. Wait, do you have any other entries in there? Is it literally just the
No,
aberrations entry?
it's just that one.
I don't have that under aberrations.
It's under actors, under compendium,
Yeah.
and then aberration or aberrations.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Right, Walker. Okay.
Yeah. To the other two, Saros, Celesto, you've either read about it or heard stories about them. Saros, you've heard tales from the folks in the Underdark. They've stated things about these creatures. It was said that these were kind of cast-off shells of gods. Once they had used to take on their own kind of material forms, but for one reason or another were cast out of them. And instead they now walk pointlessly throughout the Umberlands, unchanging, unerring, just completely almost apathetic. Like they don't care about anything or care for anything. They don't seem to be even sentient, at least from the stories you've heard. Celesto, you've heard different stories. You've heard that these were once great heroes who took on responsibilities beyond themselves and made sacrifices that ultimately forced them to be empty shells of their former selves. You've heard that there could be potentially some sort of connection between these walkers and something that you guys had found within Gamil, the Larcanisaw's weapons. Dragon slaying ones. But you can't quite remember what the exact connection was. You just know that there might be one.
Yeah. Definitely share with the group.
Do
Yeah.
I know or have people said if they're dangerous or if they just mind their own business?
If you don't attack them, if you don't do anything to them, they will not do anything to you.
Okay.
As far as you've been told.
Okay.
It's the same thing with you, Celesto. However, Celesto, you have also heard, because you are a surface dweller, that there has been people who have tried to study them, and they have horrendously failed and have been crushed or destroyed or gone missing. Your parents decided to stay well away from them. But yeah, you spot these creatures far, far in the distance. More like you see the top of their like upper half of their torso just kind of like walking about and lumbering, and almost as if it was like mountains in the distance that are just clambering for some sort of view. It's honestly very strange. But glancing back towards the actual location of which you had come for, you see Gramsby, a small town set within the cliffs of the Seldiard mountain range. The mountains surround the area itself, and makes travel via foot rather difficult for the most part. However, through a stream pass, it is actually quite easy to get to the base of Gramsby, which resides at the top of a cliff. Although most people would believe that Gramsby is rather small and should have technically really collapsed in on itself, it can actually be considered one of the safest places to live in the Midlands, given that the majority of the actual town is within the hill upon which the town finds itself, with the only exposure being a small and relatively easy to defend entranceway. As far as you're aware, the town is self-sustaining and prospers even more than it would have through various different pieces of trade, as it does appear that some merchants still pass through this area, or at least they had before. And as you watch and walk and view, you could see that Well, your friend was very much correct in Eclipse having stated that the town was most likely having been burnt, or at the very least, the castle itself. Glancing towards it, it's a hollow shell of what it had been previously. You see these blackened stones, these ramparts, and these battlements that would have at one point probably been proud, beautiful, and glistening. A castle tower that singularly rises up, but the bottom of it, the portions that you can see, charred black with soot. These strange pieces of architecture that probably would have been held up by wood at some point or another, having tumbled in on itself, crashed down. You glance down towards the stream pass that probably would have allowed you into Gramsby. The boats and various different kind of people that would have allowed you passage through, you can see that the boats are all smashed, destroyed to the point where none of them are usable, save maybe one. Glancing towards the actual river, the path, the stream, you can see that it originates from within the town and exits outwards. And most people would have to paddle upstream for it, but they realize that the water itself is tinted ever so slightly red. From this distance, there is not a single living thing to be seen save for the plants and the trees around you. Give me a perception check.
All of us.
Yeah. Everybody, please. Missing one. Thank you. Honestly, it's desolate. It's kind of depressing. But Eclipse, you notice within the tower something, a glint, something shining for a very, very brief moment. And as you kind of lock your eyes and kind of scan a little bit closer, would you use your spyglass?
Yeah, if it's that far away, absolutely.
You glance over and kind of look and use your spyglass, and in that moment you realize you are looking into the other end of a spyglass. One that holds what can only be described as the slit of a lizard's eye on the other side, before it promptly vanishes into the darkness of the tower. And that uneasy feeling, you realize what it's been. You think it's been because you were being watched. Because as soon as this figure disappears, the uneasiness almost like, it doesn't fade, but it just feels like it's not present anymore. The uneasiness replaced by something else, a nervousness. As you now find yourselves quite close to Gramsby, but not quite there.
Well, I think that something has been keeping an eye on us this entire time. Because I will quite literally state right now that look through my spyglass, because as you obviously all saw, and I looked into a draconic eye on the other side.
Hi.
So whatever it is,
Maxis.
it's still here.
Delightful.
Well, that can be good.
I don't know about that.
Well, I said that can't be good. I don't know.
Oh,
What would you guys like to do?
I guess we're going into Gramsby, right?
Get
Yeah.
over here.
All right.
all I could say is at the time I saw him, he was at the very top, or closer to the top. But
Did he seem alone?
I have no idea.
Well, guess there's only one way to find out.
If it's draconic, and from the sounds of it, it might have
Well-
been a regular individual.
Was it like my eye, or was it like a more like a lizard folk's eye?
In comparison with Syraxis' eye, you would say that Syraxis is probably more humanoid than anything else. Like, he has...
What about comparison to Autumn's eye?
It's very similar to Autumn's eye. Easily.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a lot more like Autumn's eye than yours.
Well,
So-
I'm not doing it a Dragonborn then.
I'm fairly certain we already ruled that out, considering the footprints.
Well, let's go introduce ourselves.
If this was a regular person, they have the dragon bones. What do you think the possibilities are that he started mutating into a dragon?
What an odd thing to say.
Sorry, very overactive imagination, I suppose. Blessing and a
Okay.
curse.
Unique theory. Quite plausible with the special equipment and magic.
Well, I'm only saying this because if he's mutating into a dragon, he's potentially staying here because he's decided to make it the site of his horde.
So should we be careful? Should we sneak instead of
You should always be
nothing else?
being
I mean, I
careful.
hate
So
to
let's
say
You
it,
should always be
but-
careful.
I hate to say it, but they do already know we're here.
So just keep
Yes.
an eye out for anything that might constitute, a trap.
I don't think stealth is going to be a viable option, but yes,
I
watch
mean,
your
don't
step.
get me wrong, we can certainly try, but
Yes, you certainly can.
it's not going to be as effective.
But as all of you begin to face down this town of Gramsby in an attempt to discover what might have happened, who this creature is, what they might be, that is what we'll call this session.
Oh boy.
okay.
Watch, I've called it that the dude is like mutating into a dragon, and suddenly Jason's going to change it midway through the week. And no, he's not turning into a dragon. He's turning into a rhino.
Oh no! I'm not gonna do that!
We'll see it mutate to a bigger creature. It turns out just to be another rhino.